So before we got Crow's Nest, we used to do quite a lot of recording of data manually. We used Excel for this, and we had our workers on the shop floor would fill out timesheets every day. At the end of the day, they would fill out a timesheet, and it would maybe take them about 10 minutes or so to fill out this, but usually the information wouldn't be very accurate on this. So with Crow's Nest now, we have live, real-time data coming. I can literally go onto Crow's Nest now and have a look and see what each individual is doing at the moment and what they have done all day. Also for our costings, this has been recorded live as well. Our operatives are clocked into at a particular time. Also, with regard to our recording of times, I know I mentioned about timesheets before. Well, with the timesheets, what used to happen is they would come into the office and then somebody would manually input this stuff into Excel. Now that was a very painful job also, so we don't have to do that anymore because Crow's Nest records all of this in real time. So since we installed Crow's Nest, it has been very helpful for recording all of the different types of information. That also for our ordering, our purchasing has become much easier, and everything is recorded, including all of the pricing of everything that we purchase. So when we purchase, say, a sheet of MDF, well, the sheet of MDF is maybe 15 euros a sheet. We know that we've paid 15 euros for that at the time. So when we go to order the next time from that same supplier or from a different supplier, we can see what we paid for it the last time. So that way we don't get people creeping prices up all the time, or having people creeping prices up all the time without us really realising. And suddenly, before you know where you are, you're paying like 18 euros a sheet, and you don't even know that this has happened. Whereas with Crow's Nest, it flags it. You're not going to pay any more than what you paid the last time, unless there's some good reason for it. So another huge benefit of Crow's Nest is the storage of documents. Before Crow's Nest, we used to have a lot of folders and files stored in different folders, and we'd create different folders and try and have things pretty organised, but it was never very organised. Whereas with Crow's Nest, when you create a new project, you can have all of these folders that they pre-populate. So it creates a full tree of folders that you have already set up. So each time a project is created, it's exactly the same set of folders created for another project. It means that you have a kind of a system of folders for each project, and everything is the same. So you don't have people storing files in different areas and nobody knowing where anything is. So another big benefit of Crow's Nest is that we can monitor the labour on each job very accurately. So we can see when a job is starting to turn and go bad, or if hours are starting to go too high on a particular area of a job. So say, for instance, drawing. If the percentage of drawn is rising too high, we need to take corrective action, and we need to go to our customer and say, well, look, this drawn it's getting excessive now. There's too many revisions. We're going to have to ask you for some more money for this, because obviously it's taking us more time. So we can see with drawing, we can see with our assembly on the shop floor, we can see our finishing. Everything is divided up into different departments. Now you can predetermine these departments yourself, and you have them set as different areas for the staff to clock into. As you start manufacturing a particular item, your first thing is to machine your material, and then you're going to bring it for assembly, and then you're going to sand it, and then bring it to the spray booth and finish it and package and load. So you have all these different areas for each individual to clock into. So you can go back to Crow's Nest then on your computer and have a look and see each individual area. You can look at a project globally and see that, well, the packaging on this job is absolutely extortionate. What's after happening? I'm going to have to find out what's going on here. Why has it gone so far wrong? Or the same with drawing, the same with cleaning of mirrors is another thing that we do quite a bit of. And checking mirrors, because we supply a lot of vanities. So Crow's Nest technical support is very good. The process is you log a support call, and pretty much if it's a very urgent one, you'll have a response within maybe an hour or so, or even sooner. Plus another thing with Crow's Nest is they don't ask you for more money every time you ask for something. Usually it's just kind of built into your initial price that you've paid on your maintenance fee in the year. So it's not like they're constantly waiting for an opportunity to come and railroad you with more charges. I would recommend Crow's Nest for a number of different reasons. You're recording your time is a big thing. I've already mentioned this, I know, but the samples, we have a big amount of samples that go out of here every week. Before we used to have to print labels, we manually print labels, and we keep a sample for ourselves, and we send a sample to the customer. So with the samples, then there's a huge amount of stuff. There's a huge amount of, say, for each project you could have maybe 15 samples. So if you have 10 projects going on, you have 150 samples going on. There's a lot of stuff around the place. With Crow's Nest now, we have a coding for each sample. So each sample has an individual code. You have a full history of all of the samples that have been sent. Also, that's another big benefit. Like, so each time a customer comes on and says, "Oh, look, I need another sample for this, I need another sample for that," you can just say, "Well, look, we've given you 25 samples of this already. Here's a full report of all the samples you've got." That's a really big help. So we had always an idea that we needed to do some sort of organising on our company, like as a whole. We needed maybe some kind of software there, like a project management software or some kind of something to bring everything together. So with Crow's Nest, it really does bring the whole thing together. Everything from your pricing to your stock to your recording of hours to invoicing, your drawings, all your documents coming in, your transmittals and the samples. All of this stuff is kind of kept in one home.